All right. Well, good. I'd like to call this meeting to order. First meeting of the year 2023 of the Oconee County Council at 6 p.m. January 3rd, 2023. Council members, before we get into the substance of the agenda, we had a couple housekeeping matters that I needed to tend to. The first item, this would require a motion to amend the agenda if you're good with it. We use the old template for the initial meeting of the council every 2 years as opposed to the one we revised. So public comment and council member comment are before the moment of silence and the invocation. If I could have a motion to move those to their customary place, which is after the attorney comments, that would be great.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Vote is 4-0.
Thank you. The second item, we have ordinance number 2022-31 up for public hearing and third reading. Naturally, we want to continue on with the public hearing. This is the ordinance in relation to the provision of a municipal judge for the city of Walhalla. We want to continue on with the public hearing, but we're not ready to have third reading on the ordinance yet, so I would need a motion to remove from the agenda third reading on ordinance 2022-31.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Vote is 4-0.
And then the last item, gentlemen, is another motion to amend the agenda to remove the second item in executive session. And this was to discuss and receive legal advice regarding a contractual matter related to the city of Seneca. Could I have a motion to remove that item?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Vote is 4-0.
Under, that covered all?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Under the amended agenda, then, we'll start out with our normal moment of silence, please. Pray with me if you'd like to. Dearest Father, thank you for, not only this new day that you've given us, but this new year. Time that a lot of us reflect on things we can do better, with more resolve, with more energy, and really just pray that kind of energy that we have at the beginning of the year to do good, to be better versions of ourselves, better versions of county staff and council, we'd carry that energy throughout the year, that you'd guide us, that our energy would be directed in the right way toward your wisdom, your perfect will, and even tonight specifically, that your will would be done and that this would be your meeting. Thank you again for everyone who showed up this evening. Please keep us safe through the storms that are headed this way, and keep those folks safe who are dealing with them now, and just give us your good guidance and let us feel your love. I pray in your name. Amen. Amanda, would you like to do the Pledge of Allegiance?
I would love to, Mr. Reed. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next item is approval of the minutes from the December 16th, 2022 special meeting. And Mr. Mize, while you weren't a council member at that time, you can still vote since this is a continuing body. If you feel the minutes were accurate, you can vote on them, or you don't have to, so it's just up to you. But do I have a motion to approve the December 16th, 2022 special meeting minutes?
Second.
Any discussion regarding changes, additions, revisions? No. Do I have a motion, all in favor?
Aye.
vote is 4-0.
The next item is the election of a council chairman. As I've discussed with council previously, of course, we are dealing with a situation now that we've dealt with the last part of the year last year, where we have an even number of council members. So with the council chair, as with essentially all other commission appointments, other officer appointments, et cetera, if we end up with a tie that we can't move past, the folks who are in that office will continue on, so long as they're qualified. By way of an example of a not qualified person would be Mr. Kane, as he's serving on a committee. He couldn't obviously continue to serve on that committee if you have a deadlock to any particular, position that he's serving on, since he's no longer a council member. But otherwise, if folks are qualified and you're not able to get past a 2-2 vote, then the person who's in the office, as of the close of the year, would remain in the office until such time as you do get to a point where you have a majority to vote for somebody else or confirm it. All right, so with that in mind, do I have a nomination for council chairman?
Nominate John Elliott.
And Mr. Mize, you haven't gone through this before. A couple of different ways to do it, but what we generally do is ask for all nominations. The first person nominated is then the first person who's put to a vote. Second, third, and on. Do I have another nomination? All right, then Mr. Elliott is the only one. Mr. Elliott, are you inclined to serve?
Yes, sir.
All right. Can I have a vote for all in favor?
Are we gonna have any votes on this?
I was just calling for that vote. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So, Mr. Elliott's the only nomination for the council chairman. Could I see a show of hands for all who are in favor? Okay, so we have a 2-2. We don't have any alternate candidate. We can run another vote, and I'd like to do it at least 3 times, just so we know if there's no change in mind. Take another vote for Mr. Elliott as council chairman.
I nominate Glenn Hart.
All right, so now we have additional nomination. So we're going to start back at the beginning of the procedure. Mr. Elliott, all in favor of Mr. Elliott serving as council chairman? 2, no majority. All in favor of Mr. Hart serving as council chairman? Okay, none in favor. We'll run it one more time with the same nominees. All in favor of Mr. Elliott serving as council chairman? 2-0, no majority. All in favor of Mr. Hart serving as council chairman? 0. So we will, as discussed at the very beginning of the meeting, just in this situation, we continue on as stated in the Code of Ordinances for Oconee County, as well as the case on myriad Attorney General opinions, that Mr. Elliott would continue on in office until his successor is appointed and qualified. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Jim.
Okay, nominations for council vice chair. Is there a nomination? I nominate Julian Davis. Any other nominations? I'll nominate Don Mize. Let's see, all in favor of Julian Davis? Aye. All in favor of Mr. Mize? Okay,
So we don't have a majority. Mr. Kane served as vice chair last year, so since he cannot serve as vice chair, that office is gonna have to be empty. You can have the pro temp vote.
Mr. Elliott, I'll withdraw that nomination if you want to have another vote, please, sir.
okay. I nominate Mr. Glenn Hart, vice chair. All in favor? Aye.
Still no majority. Any other thoughts on a nomination?
Nominate Don Mize. Again.
All in favor? Aye.
Still no majority, so the vice chair seat, unless my memory is incorrect as I'm getting older, Mr. Kane held that at the end of the year, and Mr. Davis held the pro temp position, correct? All right, so we'll move on to the council chairman pro temp.
So I nominate Mr. Davis for council pro tem. Any other nominations? All in favor? Aye.
No majority? Run it again like I did, just out of my
Yeah,
OCD.
any other nominations?
Nominate Mr. Hart.
All in favor of Mr. Hart? Aye.
So we have no majority, Mr. Davis.
Nominate Mr. Mize.
All in favor? Aye.
So with no majority, no one taking that office under this new term, Mr. Davis would continue on in that position until such time as you do have someone that you can elect into that office.
Okay.
Well played.
All right, reappointment of the following appointed officials. Let's see, reappointment of the clerk to council. Is there a motion to approve
I
the
nominate
reappointment?
Jennifer Adams.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
That is 4-0.
Let's see, reappointment of the county chaplain.
Nominate Mr. Root.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
That is 4-0.
All right, appointment of council committees for 2023 by the chairman. If everybody wishes, I'll remain the budget chair, and all council members are on the Budget, Finance, and Administrative Council. Is that okay with everybody? Law enforcement, public safety, health, and welfare. Mr. Davis, if he'll serve as chairman, and
Yes, sir.
and Mr. Mize, will you serve on that committee? Law enforcement?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I'll serve on that one also. The Planning Economic Development Chair, Mr. Davis, will you chair that one?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Mize, will you serve on the Planning Economic Development?
Yes, sir.
And I'll be on that also. The Real Estate, Facilities, and Land Management, Mr. Mize, will you be the chairman of that?
I can. Yes, sir.
Okay. And Mr. Davis and Mr. Hart, will you be on that committee? Okay. And Transportation, Mr. Hart, will you chair that committee?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Davis and I will be on that committee. Is that right, Mr. Davis?
Sure.
Okay.
Mr. Early, at this point, if I could just have a motion to confirm the slate of candidates as proposed.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, sir.
That is 4-0.
Okay, South Carolina, excuse me, South Carolina Appalachian Council of Governments Board of Directors. I'd like to continue on there if everybody's in agreement, and we'll vote on this in a minute. County Business Education Partnership. Mr. Davis, will you continue to be on that?
Yep.
And 10 at the top, Board of Directors, Mr. Gilbert is on that. I assume he'll continue to be on that, agree to be on that.
Yes, sir.
So, is there a motion to approve those three?
Yes, sir.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
That is 4-0.
Okay, let's see, so we want to have, county attorney comments before public comments.
The
Right.
meeting schedule, vote on the meeting schedule.
Oh, excuse me, meeting schedule, you're right.
No, it's not your fault, but it's kind of.
So the 2023 meeting schedule established for council committees. It's attached to the agenda, the backup, the county council and council committees. Is there a motion to approve those schedules?
So moved.
Say that again. My brain was,
The 2023 meeting schedule, which is attached to the backup for county council and council committees. We've got need a second.
that's good. I seen that. I was waiting on you to say the third, the first and the third.
So is that a second?
Yeah, I second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
That is 4-0.
Okay, is this where you want to have county attorney comments?
Yeah, well, this is where I'll jump in, and then after the county administrator comments, then it's amended to have public comments and council comments.
Okay.
And then for mine, I think I've talked enough already, so, I don't have anything else to add, Mr.
Okay.
Elliott.
Ms. Brock?
I do not have anything this evening, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll do the public comment session. Folks reminded that they have 4 minutes to speak. I'll hold up a yellow card when 3 minutes is up, and a red card when time's up. We have one person signed up, Mr. Tom Marvich.
Thank you, council. For the record, I am Tom Markovich. I wanted to speak on Sewer South. I have been an ardent supporter of that project from day one. It just seems to me a no-brainer to try and get sewer down to the interstate. And so, but at the same time, just like everyone else, I guess I wasn't shocked by the price. It's impossible to dump $500 million into the infrastructure system of South Carolina and not have a vast amount of inflation. It is impossible to dump that kind of money from both sides, from the contractor side and from the material side. And when you look at what's going on across this country, I mean, it is trillions and trillions of dollars across the board. And it's just driving everything, one, if you can even get materials, it's driving them through the roof. The other thing is, there's just not that many contractors. And so, and they're all busy. They all have more work than they know what to do with. And so, I think the smart thing to do at this time, as much as I hate it, is to wait. We're in a situation right now where eventually all this excess money that has been poured into the economy will eventually be used up. And you will see prices begin to subside. I'm not saying they're gonna come down, but they may stay within a more reasonable range. But there's another part of this thing that I think too that needs to be looked at. And that is, the state of South Carolina. And I realize they put up a lot of grant money. But at the same time, they've got the center down there at Exit 1. You know, when Duke Power decided to tie into the county sewer system, they paid for it. There's no reason why the state of South Carolina should not be paying to bring that welcome center into the system. Now, maybe they're making some kind of contribution. I don't know, because I haven't seen any of the numbers publicly. But they should be. And anyone else, if there's a direct, you know, and beyond that, I think maybe at this time, you might be able to do part of the project and just do the part this side, you know, down to Exit 2 or some other aspect of it. But I think it's ridiculous to spend that kind of money right now, because what you're dealing with is just a whole lot of money floating out there that people are just grabbing onto. That's all I got. Thank you.
Okay, council member comments. Well, I'd like to welcome Mr. Mize to county council.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Any other comments? If not, we'll go to public hearings. Public hearing for ordinance 2022-26, ordinance amending Article 2 of Chapter 6 of the Coney County Code of Ordinances in relation to the adoption of mandatory and permissive building and related codes and standards and other matters related thereto. No one has signed up for public hearing. Ordinance 2022-26. I close public hearing 2022-26. Ordinance 2022-29. An ordinance to amend Chapter 4 of the Coney County Code of Ordinances entitled the Coney County Animal Control Act and other matters related thereto. No one has signed up for public hearing. Ordinance 2022-29. I close public hearing 2022-29. Ordinance 2022-13. An ordinance to acknowledge and authorize the execution of an intergovernmental agreement between Oconee County and the City of Walhalla for the provision of a county magistrate to act as municipal judge for the City of Walhalla and other matters related thereto. No one has signed up for public hearing 2022-31. I close public hearing 2022-31. Let's see, third reading of ordinance 2022-26, and this was regarding the building and code standards. Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
That is 4A.
Okay, third reading of ordinance 2022-29. This is regarding animal control. Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
That is 4A.
Okay, and we're not gonna do third reading of ordinance 2022-31. Okay. Okay, board and commission appointments. Let's see. Aeronautics Commission, District 1, there's one questionnaire, question reappointment, and I nominate Mr. Randy Rentz for that position.
Who's the name again?
Randy Rentz.
Second. Well, only second, sorry, not on nomination.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
That 3, 4?
That-
Four. Okay.
Vote is 4-0.
Mr. Myers, just so everybody can see, can you say aye and also raise your hand? We kind of started that with COVID, and that's kind of been a good practice. Okay, District 3, one questionnaire regarding reappointment. Mr. Myers, that's your district?
I don't have any information on that right now.
So for the next meeting, do we have the questionnaire for the,
It was in the
It's in the
backup.
backup.
so for the next meeting, Mr. Miles, they'll have that questionnaire in the backup, and of course, you can do whatever.
Okay.
Follow up in between the meetings, and we'll have that back on there for your action next time.
All right, Aeronautics Commission at large, we got one questionnaire requesting reappointment, and I nominate Mr. Albert Brightwell.
No. Can I nominate someone?
Sure.
I want to nominate Bobby Finley. He lived in my district, was on it, then he moved out of my district. And, I called him today, he still has his, paperwork with the county, and I'd like to see him. He has 2 airplanes down there at our hangars.
So do we have his on file?
If it was, then it was outdated.
I'll just have him fill out one. I mean,
That
he,
would be the best thing, Mr. Hart, if you don't mind asking him to, and the questionnaire is online.
he resigned when he moved out of district.
I remember, Mr.
Okay.
Finley. But it might be better, because we do require all of the candidates that want to be on a board or commission to update him annually. It might be better just for him to complete a new one and resubmit it.
Okay.
Okay, so what do we just wait?
That would be the best course, I believe, is to wait till you have the full information on both nominees. Of course, you could proceed with just the one, but, in fairness.
We'll wait.
Yeah, just wait until
Are
next
you
meeting.
all right with them to start? We just wait?
Yeah, fine, fine.
Okay, Board of Zoning Appeals, let's see, District 1, one questionnaire requesting reappointment, and I nominate Mr. Jim Cogner. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Okay. District 3, Board of Zoning Appeals, Mr. Mize?
That would be Mr. John, is that Eager?
Was he at large or was he district?
He is at large. Mr. William Gilster is, District 3.
I'll nominate Mr. William Gilster.
All in favor? Aye.
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 4-0.
Okay, and at large, I'll nominate Mr. John Egner. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
That is 4-0.
Okay, so on District 1 Board of Zoning Appeals,
Mr. Codner would continue in office until you all have gotten to a point where you can elect and appoint someone new, or confirm him with a majority vote.
all right, let's see, the other committees and commissions will do January 17th and February 7th. Executive session, council will go into executive session for the following purpose: discussion regarding a personnel matter related to the solid waste, roads, and bridges and building codes department. Is there a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
That is 4-0.
Would you clear up that for me?
I can do my very best.
You got your.
I can do my very best.
Yeah.